All right, Councilmember Poe.
Thank you. Yes, last Tuesday, Maria Teresa Diaz, the president of St. Isidore Historical Plaza, and myself were pleased to attend a meeting with Angie, with Chris Peely from Starbucks, and Wendy, and I forget the other, Michael, that are the coordinators of the gourmet trucks. And it was an outstanding meeting. We talked about insurance, about the different things that could take place there. And they have named this event now Picnic at the Plaza. And because it is adjacent to St. Isidore, and the vendors of these gourmet trucks are very interested in nonprofit, and they're very enthused about helping preserve and save, purchase and save St. Isidore. They agreed to give, to donate 10% of the drink sales to St. Isidore. And that was wonderful, and they're going to continue to do that in lieu of us setting up a concession stand for just drinks. We are talking about some other things. I guess it's okay if we talk about the beer garden. We're talking about having a beer garden that will be income for St. Isidore Historical Plaza. There's insurance issues, there's the ABC licensing, all of this, and we're working on that right now. It looks very promising. So this would be a really good way for the community to come out and support, have a really good time, because I got to tell you, that food is just incredible, the things they have at on those trucks. I kind of joked that my cholesterol pill in my bottle is bouncing around. But really tasty stuff. Everyone is really excited, and it's a lot of fun. And you see so many people. There's a lot of people from the community coming out. So we're hoping that slowly this will grow through the summer to be a really, really good event that will not only bring people from the community together. We may eventually see a farmer's market type thing develop, or just it could develop into something really good, and an opportunity for us, for everyone in the community, to help with the preservation of St. Isidore Historical Plaza combined with that. So that's very exciting for everyone. I also attended the meeting last week of the contractors, and while we were kind of disappointed that only one showed up, it was a very productive meeting. And we had, Stephen, would you like to talk a little bit about some of the things that came out of that?
Sure. One of the things that came out is the development of, or actually preparing for the next wave of development in the infill areas or the R3 areas, and coming up with stock pre-approved apartment plans for anyone that wanted to demolish an unused parcel and develop again, and they would save through the processing because they'd be pre-approved stock plans the Planning Commission's already considered or reviewed. And that would facilitate development and lower their cost of going to the Planning Commission, lower their cost of having it duplicated through the plan check process, because these same plans have already been plan checked once, and a reduced savings, reduced timing, and the ultimate is the time that the ultimate reduction is the time from they close escrow to they break ground. And so the strategy that will be developed out of this is to shrink that time. Right.
And we talked about putting a board together, correct?
A task force.
A task force together. And then also one of my biggest concerns, and the thing that I've been trying to address, are the residents in Carrier Row and the differences in the property there, and the ability to help the residents there improve their property without going through some of the hoops and so on, because that property is different than anything in the city. There's no alleys, and it was developed before the city was developed. So we talked about setting up some other type of committee or something for addressing those kinds of issues in that area. So we're going to be working on that. Tomorrow I will be going to, with our city manager, to Westcom for the budget at Westcom, which I see no reason that it wouldn't pass. But I'll report on that again when at the following meeting. So other than that, I'm finished.
Very good. We're going to move on to the city clerk right now and let her report out briefly, and this is a surprise to you. But it sounds like it's an event that went off really well. And so hats off. You had a chance to host how many other city clerks?
There were approximately 15, 16, but I think total the number was closer to 24.
Wow.
And there's 38 cities in Orange County, so I thought that was a great attendance. What we do is we meet every other month, Orange County city clerks, and we exchange information, network, what's going on in their cities, see how we can exchange information from one city to the next. We did invite LACC. She gave an overview of the Association of California Cities and kind of just provided information how we can also get involved with that association. So what we've decided is to have a side networking group with LACC, and that way we can tell her what information we're looking for, and then she can find out what would best serve the cities that are a part of that association.
Great.
And they enjoyed Prevesa for lunch, and they took all of their menus, so that's good. So there's business for the city.
You'll be coming back to eat there.
Yes.
No, that's fantastic, and it's a great honor for you and for the city to be able to host something like that. And so to have that many people show up, great job.
Yes, it was. We've never hosted a meeting, so I was excited to host a meeting in the city.
Very good. All right, we're going to move on to the city manager.
Real quickly, Councilmember Mejia handed me the sheet, and it's the West Valley Connector project, which is becoming more intense as we're all learning, as traffic's being diverted everywhere, and we're catching it as we travel to and fro on our journeys as well. And what I don't know, I know we're publishing some of this stuff. Adria, are we actually doing the segments on the city website? Or?
Yes, we are posting it as we receive it. There were some date time closure notices that we posted immediately.
Yeah, what's happening now is it's over and above the date time closure things, which is good, and I'm glad that we're doing that. It's becoming more disruptive. There are several instances of saw cutting and pile driving going on between Valley View and Seal Beach Boulevard, for instance, that will affect local neighborhoods. And then as we head to the west segment, more of the brush clearing up here could affect some of the folks in town and maybe stir the coyotes, or we don't know yet. So what I think I'd like to say is that we're going to start, I think, making a direct link to the West Valley Connector project on our website and encourage people to start looking at that, because as this project becomes more intensive, it's going to be more disruptive, and I think people should start paying attention to that. And to the extent that something is definitely going to impact us, and we know it is, we'll get the word out as well. So other than that. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Going to move on to the city attorney, because we will be going into closed session here with two different items, and I'm not going to read the items yet, but I also know that one of the items was a closed session item up till this point, and it's partially been secured. So do you have any comments on that?
Well, just to say that we were very pleased with the court's ruling on Friday in the Citizens for Fair Trash Contract versus City of Los Alamitos case. The court considered the city's motion to strike under the anti-SLAPP statute, which is a state statute that is intended to protect against lawsuits that basically attack people's First Amendment rights. Under that statute, the city made a motion, and the judge considered, of the three causes of action in the case, the judge reached the merits on one of those causes of action only, and as to that one, found in the city's favor and dismissed the cause of action. That eliminated the individual council members from the case. They are now out of the case, so congratulations to those of you who were previously defendants. The other two causes of action are also the subject of another motion called a demur that the court did not reach, and so we don't have any comments on that one yet, but that will be heard June 17th, so we're optimistic about that as well, and hopeful that this will be resolved soon.
Very good. All right, thank you. Now we are going to be going into closed session. We have two different items on it. This item 12A, conference with legal counsel. City council finds, based on advice from legal counsel, that discussion in open session will prejudice the position of the local agency in the litigation. And this existing litigation is GC 54956-9A, AT&T Mobile Wireless Data Service Tax litigation, Northern District of Illinois, case 1. Do I have to read this whole?
You don't have to read
Oh, thank you.
You don't have to read this.
Thank you. You don't know how long this would be.
You can just say that we are going into closed session pursuant to the agenda, and that covers it. That's why we put all those details into the agenda, so that you don't have to make the announcement out loud if you don't want to.
As the city attorney so beautifully stated, we are going into closed session on items on the agenda. And we will come back out and close the meeting afterwards. So thank you.